Okay, good afternoon, student. The last class we discussed about discrete Fourier series representation of a periodic sequence XPN. Yes and not? Means this discrete Fourier series representation of a periodic sequence XPN equals to 1 by n summation of k just period n, or you can take 0 to n minus 1, no problem. This xpk e to power j 2 pi nk by n. Okay, so this let equation A represent the discrete Fourier series representation of an periodic sequence xpn, and this xpk is the discrete Fourier series coefficient. Is the discrete Fourier series coefficient of xpn, that is equals to summation of n 0 to n minus 1, or you can take n also, no problem. This is xpn e to power minus j 2 pi nk by n. Okay, the equation A represent the discrete Fourier series representation of a periodic sequence xpn, and equation B represent that discrete Fourier series coefficient of xpn. And also we discuss linear property, yes or not, that is a linear property, that is a1 xp1 n plus or minus a2 xp2n. This discrete Fourier series coefficient is a1 xp1k plus or minus a2 xp2k. That is a discrete Fourier series coefficient of a weighted sum of input. See, the input multiply with the a1, the weighted input, this another weighted input. Okay, so discrete Fourier series coefficient of a weighted sum of input equals to weighted sum of individual discrete Fourier series coefficient. See, is the weighted of what discrete Fourier series coefficient of xp1, and this is the weighted form of discrete Fourier series coefficient of xp2n. Okay, now this is a weighted sum. So discrete Fourier series coefficient of weighted sum of input equals to individual weighted sum of discrete Fourier series coefficient. This is the linear property, the proof already I given in the last class. Now today we'll discuss some more property later. Your time shifting property. Time shifting property. Time shifting property means if discrete Fourier series coefficient of xpn is xpk, then discrete Fourier series coefficient of xp of n minus n0 is e to power minus j 2 pi n0k by n xpk. Similarly, discrete Fourier series coefficient of xp n plus n0 equals to e to power plus j 2 pi n0 k by n. This is your xpk. Okay, this property is known as time shifting property because initially the time is n, now it is n minus n0 or n plus n0. It is shifted from n to n minus n0 or n plus n0. That's known as time shifting property. Proof is very simple. Later, discrete Fourier series coefficient of xp of n minus n0, you take just summation of n 0 to n minus 1 xp n minus n0 e to power minus j 2 pi nk by n. Later, this n minus n0 equals to p, then it is n equals 0 means p equals to minus n0, and n equals to n minus 1, then it is p equals to n minus 1 minus n0. Yes or not? When n equals to n minus 1 minus n0 equals to p. So this is your x of p, and e to power minus j, it's minus j 2 pi k by n, and this small n means p plus n0. Okay. Now if you see minus n0 to n minus 1 minus n0 means again the number of sample is capital N. Yes or not? Yes, it's the number of sample is capital N. Yes or not? Highest value is n minus 1 minus n0 minus the lower value minus n0 plus 1. The number of sample is n minus 1 minus n0 plus n0 plus 1 that is equals to n. And one more thing, this p is a variable, so you can replace p by anything. Let I am replacing again this p by n. Okay, since p is a variable, we can replace p by anything. Let again I am repeating with n. So now I can write summation of n. Now this is c minus n0 to, it's minus n0 to n minus 1 minus n0, it's capital N number of sample. So I'm writing n equals to again period n, no doubt. Then this is x of n, because I replace p by n, it is e to power minus j 2 pi, okay, k n by n multiply e to power minus j 2 pi k n0 by n. Then no doubt this term is your xpk. I can write xpk. Okay, this is e to power minus j 2 pi n0 k by n. It's proved. See. Okay, same way you can do proof for the second one. The same way you can do the proof for the second one. Second one, xp n plus n0, we just take n plus n0, and instead of n minus n0, just take n plus n0 equals to p. Same process, means it's very easy. If you do for the second one, then it is n plus n0. Okay, then take n plus n0 equals to p. Okay, then this is n minus 1 plus n0. Yes or not? This is your n minus 1, n minus 1 plus n0. Okay, and this is your, instead of minus n0, it will become plus n0. Yes or not? We will proceed like this. Then it is become, instead of plus, it is minus. Then obviously what will happen? This will come plus, or I will use a different color. Then this will come automatic plus. Then this is also will come plus. Okay, same way you can do the proof. Not a problem. Okay, so this is your time shifting property. Clear? Is the time shifting property. Okay, then means what you understand, time shifting property is this xp n minus n0 is discrete Fourier series coefficient is e to power minus j 2 pi n0 k by n. This is xpk, and discrete Fourier series coefficient of xp n plus n0 is e to power plus j 2 pi n0 k by n. This is your xpk. Just take one example. If discrete Fourier series coefficient of, okay, we'll take some example. Now this is the time shifting property later. Okay, now let xpn equals to 2 cos of 2 pi n by 5. Okay, clear? Now your question is find the discrete Fourier series coefficient of xpn. Okay, clear? Now xpn is a periodic sequence is given. Question is find discrete Fourier series coefficient of xpn, that is xpk. How to do? If people know that xpn equals, according to the formula, 1 by n summation of k period n xpk e to power j 2 pi nk by n. So first we have to find this period capital N. N equals to 2 pi by omega small n. Okay, n equals to 2 pi omega. Omega means, if you see here, it is in the form of 2 cos of omega n. And what is this value of omega? So omega equals to 2 pi by 5. It is 2 pi by 5 m, that is equals to 5 m. So when m equals to 1, the smallest integer value, so n equals to 5, the period is 5. Okay, the period equals to 5. Now this equation A represent the discrete Fourier series representation of any periodic sequence xpn. Now our question is given, that this equation B is our question. Our question is xpn equals to 2 cos 2 pi n by 5. So how we can represent it? 2 cos 2 pi n means, see, you all people know cos theta equals to e to power j theta. plus e to power minus j theta by 2. I can write like this: e to power j 2 pi n by 5 plus e to power minus j 2 pi n by 5 divided by 2. So 2 cancel. It is e to power j 2 pi n by 5 plus e to power minus j 2 pi n by 5. Okay. Clear? Now let this is your equation C. Now compare equation A with equation C, because equation A is the original formula. The discrete Fourier series representation of any sequence xpn, and sequence xpn, according to our question we got this. Now if you compare A and C, what you will get? You will get like this. If you compare first term, what you will get? 1 by n xpk e to power j 2 pi nk by n equals to e to power j 2 pi n by 5. Okay. Now if you compare both sides, what you will get? xpk by n equals to 1 and 2 pi nk by n equals to 2 pi n by 5. Clear? Now if you see here, what is the value of this capital N? N equals to 5. Put here. It is a 2 pi nk by 5 equals to 2 pi n by 5. Then here k equals to 1. Now put this k value here. Then what will you get? See, xp1 by n means 5 equals to 1. So finally xp1 you will get a 5. Okay. Here we got xp1 equals to 5. Now same way we compare the second term. If you compare the second term, what will get? Same process to write. We can write like this: 1 by n xp k multiply e to power j 2 pi nk by n equals to, okay, so much adjustment. Okay. So okay, I'm writing in this place. If you compare, see, I'm writing in both equation so that it is easy for you. xpn equals to 1 by n summation of k equals to period n spk e to power j 2 pi nk by n, and according to our question, is the question xpn equals to e to power j 2 pi n by 5 plus e to power minus j 2 pi n by 5. Okay, this is equation A, this is equation C, and n you all people know it is 5. Now simple complete equation A and C. Okay, if you compare first term, already written 1 by n xpk e to power j 2 pi nk by n equals to e to power j 2 pi n by 5. Now simple, this n equals to 5. What will get? 1 by 5, because n equals to 5. N equals to 5 means 1 by 5. Okay, I will write. We can, if you compare both sides, then 1 by n xpk equals to 1 and j 2 pi nk by n equals to j 2 pi n by 5. Okay. Now you all people know this n equals to 5. Then what will get? xpk by 5 equals to 1, and you put n equals to 5, j 2 pi nk by 5 equals to j 2 pi n by 5. Now if you compare both sides, you will get k equals to 1. Then this is your xp1 equals to 5, because xp1 by 5 equals to 1, the xp1 equals to 5. Now similarly, compare the second term. If you compare the second term, what will get? 1 by n xpk e to power j 2 pi nk by n equals to e to power minus j 2 pi n by 5. Just if you compare both sides, then same process. If you follow the same process, you will get xp of minus 1 also equals to 5. Because if you compare these two terms, then we'll get k equals to minus 1. Xp minus 1 equals to 5. And what is the coefficient? Coefficient is xpk equals to 5 for k equals to 1 and minus 1. Okay, and 0 otherwise. Okay, so this is our answer. Simple. Your xpk equals to 5, 0, 5. Okay, clear? In the same way, you can solve some more problem. Like if I'll give xpn equals to sine of 2 pi n by 5. Same way you can do. Okay, just this is your like homework. Yes or not? The same way. If you get another question like xpn equals to sine of 2 pi n by 5 plus cos of pi n by 5. This also you can do. Yes or not? So this is direct because you all people know that sine theta equals to e to power j theta minus j theta by 2j, then proceed like previous question. So that's not a problem. But in this case, it's combination of two signal, means two periodic signal. What to do? Process is same, no problem. Just here find the individual period and simple find the period of the sequence xpn. What you learn in the first unit, that is n1 equals to 2 pi by 2 pi by 5 m. Simple, I can write 5 m. So m equals to 1 means n1 equals to 5. Similarly, n2 equals to 2 pi by 5 by 5. That m, that is 10m. So m equals to 1. So n2 equals to 10. And how to find the period? Simple, n1 by n2. It is 5 by 10, 1 by 2. The fundamental period n equals to 2 multiply n1 equals to 1 multiply n2 is equals to 10. This is the fundamental period. Okay. After that, things are easy. Now here n equals to 10. Then what is our question? Our question is xpn equals to sine of 2 pi n by 5 plus cos of pi n by 5. Yes or not? This is our question. Now it is easy. We got n equals to 10. Then xpn equals to simple represent sine and cos in exponential form. E to power j minus j plus e to power j plus e to power minus j by 2. Okay. Now this whole you should compare with our main equation. That is k equals to period n xpk e to power j 2 pi nk by n. Okay. Now simple compare with the first term. What will get? 1 by n is there. If you compare with the first term, then xpk by n e to power j 2 pi nk by n equals to e to power j 2 pi n by 5 divided by 2j. Okay. Now compare both sides. If you compare, then what the value of here you all people know that n equals to 10. Yes or not? We got n equals to 10. Put n equals to 10. And this is a xpk by 10 equals to 1 by 2j, and if you compare this 2 pi nk by 10 equals to 2 pi n by 5. Okay, then 2, this is 5. And what is the value of k? Then k is 2, because pi and will cancel, 5 cancel, k equals to 2. Now put k equals to 2. So xp2 by 10 equals to 1 by 2j, or xp2 equals to 10 by 2j. Okay, this is equals to 5 by j. Now similarly, if you compare the second term, then what will get? If you compare the second term, we will get xp of minus 2 equals to minus 5 by j. Okay. Now same way we compare the third term also. Okay. If you compare the third term, means it was j pi n by 5, same process. Okay. Simply it was j pi n by 5. Then what will happen? Same. It is now it was here it was j pi n by 5 instead of j 2 pi n by 5. Then we get k equals to 1. Yes or not? Clear? See. So when we will compare first term, what you got? You got xp 2 equals to 5 by j. Now you compare the second term. When we will compare the second term, we got xp of minus 2 minus 5 by j. Now compare the third term. If you compare the third term, we will get xp of 1. This is xp of 1. We will get this is a 5 because 10 by 2. Okay, no j term. Now when we compare the finally this last term, this when you compare this last term, we will get xp of minus 1 equals to 5. Okay, so finally what you got, this is simple. Every time we have to compare like this. Okay, the process is very simple. So finally what we got, okay, you can summarize here. Okay, where will summarize? You can summarize here. You got xp of 2 5 by j, xp of minus 2 minus 5 by j, xp of 1 equals to 5, and xp of minus 1 also equals to 5. Okay, so this is the coefficient, discrete Fourier series coefficient of xpn. Okay, so this is your xpk. How we can write? We can write like this: minus 5 by j 5 0. It is 5 plus 5. This is your discrete Fourier series coefficient of the given sequence xpn. Okay, clear? Now we can use this to find the discrete Fourier series coefficient of a time shifting signal. Means, for example, okay, you all people know that see xp of n minus n0, the discrete Fourier series coefficient is e to power minus j 2 pi n0k by n xpk. Okay, now you all people know that xpn equals to cos of 2 pi n by 5. Means this question, when cos xpn equals to, say this is our question. I given that xpn equals to, okay, 2 cos, let 2 cos 2 pi n by 5. If xpn equals to 2 cos 2 pi n by 5, then what you got? We got xpk equals to 5 0 5. Yes or not? xpk equals to, you got 505. So it is let 2 cos 2 pi n, then you got xpk equals to 505. Now if the question is find for a discrete Fourier series coefficient of xp of n minus 2 here, then what is the answer? Answer is 8 power minus j 2 pi here, n0 is 2, yes or not, into k by n. Here period, you all people know what the period, 2 pi by 5m, that is 5m. The period is 5, it is 5 multiply xpk, that is 8 power minus j 4 pi k by 5, it is xpk, it is xpk. Okay, clear? Now this is, you can write, this is your what, huh? This is let xp dash k. Okay, this xp dash k is a discrete Fourier series coefficient of xp of n minus 2. Okay, that is equals to 8 power minus j 4 pi k by 5 xp k. Now here you can find, it's easy. Now how you can find? See, xpk is from minus 1 to plus 1. So xp dash minus 1 equals to 8 power j 4 pi by 5 xp of minus 1. xp minus 1 is 5. It's 5. 8 power j 4 pi by 5. Now xp dash 0 equals to 8 power 0 multiply xp of 0. xp of 0 is 0. Answer is 0. Finally, xp dash 1 equals to 8 power j minus j 4 pi by 5 xp1 8 power minus j 4 pi by 5 xp1 is 5, so it is a 5, it is a 5 8 power minus j 4 pi by 5. So what is the answer? Finally, answer is a xp dash k, that is discrete Fourier series coefficient of xp of n minus 2 equals to your 5 8 power j 4 pi by 5 0 5 8 power minus j 4 pi by 5. Okay, so this is your answer. Similarly, we can do for xp n plus 2. Same process. Okay, so we stop here. So today what you people read, simple the time shifting property and the problem of discrete Fourier series, and also the problem of a time shifted discrete Fourier series means a problem based on time shifting property. Okay, so in the next class we will discuss some more property of a discrete Fourier series. Thank you.